Now I would like to introduce the next speaker, Mr. Hassan Daoud. He is the CEO of the Board of Investment of Pakistan's Shubar. You can help me with the pronunciation, sir. Province in the
Please unmute yourself, Mr. Hassan. Please unmute yourself.
You have to unmute yourself now.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Distinguished participants, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen, am I audible?
Yes, you are heard, sir.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Brilliant. You know, today's seminar has actually reminded me of my several visits to Urumqi and Kashgar. And I am a big fan of the Urumqi's and Kashgar's cuisine. I'm a big fan of Tapanchi. I am a big fan of the food, pilaf, and also the culture there. So let me now formally begin. Nishan men, Shashing men, Pangyo men, Niemen Hao, Wosher Hassan Daoud Bhatt. And I am the CEO of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Province Board of Investment. We are the westerly province and we are the bordering province with Afghanistan. And while serving in China from 2009 to 2013, I got the honor and privilege to visit Xinjiang several times. And each time that I visited Xinjiang, my love for its culture, my love for its food, my love for its people grew. Each time that I visited Xinjiang, I realized that all the false narrative that is being built in the Western media has no reality. Each time that I visited, ladies and gentlemen, I knew how friendly, how brotherly the people there are, how focused the government there is on the development of their province, how focused the government there is on the socio-economic development of Xinjiang and connecting it to the rest of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I was the project director for China-Pakistan Economic Corridor for 4 years. And this love for China and this brotherhood for China is more significant for us this year when on 21st of May, we celebrate the 70th year celebrations for establishment of diplomatic relationship of China. And in these 70 years, this relationship has grown from just being neighbors to being friends, to being brothers and sisters, and now being economic partners. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is actually helping these two countries to come closer and forge economic ties. Ladies and gentlemen, our relationship with China and also with Xinjiang has never been a transactional one. It has always increased. It has always been about win-win situation. Ladies and gentlemen, our relationship with our brothers and sisters in China is about projects, it's about friendship, it's about people-to-people connectivity. The province that I represent, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Xinjiang, have a lot of similarities. These are places where history and hospitality meet. It is a place where history was written. It is a place where trade linkages were developed through Silk Road. And we have a Khyber Pass just about 3 kilometers away from here. And traditionally, people from Central Asian Republic, people from Xinjiang used to visit this, do trading of carpets, grapes, pears, sell it here, and then those were actually exported to other countries. I have enjoyed the fruits and vegetables of Xinjiang and the pear, the grapes that our colleague was mentioning, Ms. Gu was mentioning. I've actually tasted them and they're fantastic, and we enjoy them here in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Ladies and gentlemen, our relationship with China and with Xinjiang has withstood the test of time and continues to demonstrate stability by retaining its strategic quality. Friendship between Pakistan and China was forged in the crucible of time and has gone beyond the traditional parameters of bilateral relationship. Xinjiang has sister city relationship with many cities, including Karachi, including one city in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. During our initial discussion on China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, Gilgit-Baltistan and Xinjiang were brought closer in terms of developing the SEZ there in Mokpandas, and also the frequent visit by business leaders and also government leaders took place from 2013 to as we speak. And each time this relationship has grown. I was speaking at the Kashi University event on the 70th year celebration, and also I said this, that this relationship with Urumqi is much stronger. It is deeper than ocean, sweeter than honey, and higher than mountains. Ladies and gentlemen, it is imperative that we transfer this information and knowledge to the next generation also. It is imperative that we tell the West and people who are building false narrative that how friendly people of Xinjiang are. It is imperative that people like us who understand Xinjiang, who understand Chinese culture, who understand Confucius, who understand the history of China and our own history, must sit together more frequently, must sit together to make short, mid, long-term plans in order to bring people to people closer, in order to share information, knowledge, research. You know, the COVID-19 has actually told us that it is through forging strong people-to-people connectivity, through Health Belt and Road Initiative, we can bring the humanity closer, we can bring humanity to a future which is more important for our next generation. I was lucky to be part of both the Belt and Road Forum in 2017 and 19. And I vividly remember how CPEC, Pakistan-China relationship was demonstrated as a good case study for other countries to follow. I think I would like to actually congratulate the management and of this seminar. And I see my friend Hussein Askari also there. I know Stephen, he's been a great proponent of all this. I think we must sit together more. We must talk on this subject more. Only then people will realize. You know, if you write in Chinese and we write in our own language, it won't help. We must sit together, talk about it more, let others to listen more, have more participation in events like these, so that this partnership can grow into economic relationship, which can actually help in each of our countries. It can help Belarus, it can help Pakistan, it can help Myanmar, it can even help other countries which are in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, BRI is a revival of Asian Silk Route and has become a hallmark of deep friendship between participating countries. We are living in challenging time, and it reminds me of the book called Tales of the Two Cities. We live in interesting times. We live in time of light and we live in time of darkness. But in this time, we must come closer. We must actually look at our long-term strategic and also humanitarian goals and actually forge a relationship. So I would like to thank each one of you for patiently listening to me and all my friends here. And I would request that we must have a similar event at least 1 month so that we can become brothers and sisters more than friends. Thank you very much.